watching Testimony, Profiles in Faith.
A blanket of fear was being laid down by one individual. Son of Sam was taunting the police.
I was just afraid, and all of my friends were afraid.
In the big bag city of New York, this is a major thing that's going on.
It was so out there, it was so heinous at the time.
Affected really the whole metropolitan area.
You wouldn't want to be outside, especially at night.
When the sun would begin to go down, something would grip me. The Son of Sam is out there.
That was just unreal at how one person had that much control.
No one knew when he was going to strike.
It was just something that was just pure evil.
About 10 million people were being just terrorized.
I was born in 1953 in Brooklyn, New York, and taken right home to the Bronx. I was adopted right at birth by Nathan and Pearl Berkowitz, and I lived in the Soundview section of the Bronx. We lived in a small apartment in a six-story tenement building. Around the age of 5, I began to experience a lot of emotional problems and inner struggles. I began to have various emotional and psychological problems. I was not behaving, not growing up as a normal child. There was this dark, evil, satanic pull in my life, even since I was a child. As I got older, I began to run the streets, hanging out with some of the older teenagers. I felt these urges to jump in front of cars or to jump off a walk bridge. Now, what normal child would have these kind of desires, these self-destructive things? And now I learned that this was demonic, that I was demon-possessed. And I believe that with all my heart. After my mom had passed on, my dad and I moved to another part of the Bronx, which was like in a better neighborhood, because the neighborhood where I grew up in was very, very bad. I mean, people were shooting heroin on the rooftop. There was all kinds of crime in that neighborhood. So it was my dad's desire to bring me up in a better neighborhood. It was really good for my dad, but me, you know, I just still didn't fit in, even though I moved to the other neighborhood and met some friends and things. I felt aimless. I felt I had no purpose. I was getting ready to graduate high school in 1971, so I decided to join the Army. I ended up going to Korea, and it turned out to be a big disappointment because it wasn't like what I thought it would be. I got out in '74 and came back to the Bronx, still feeling aimless, you know, just searching for something. I was lonely, and I was 21 years old. I was hoping to maybe find a girlfriend.